Isn't that wonderful? Welcome, Yale School of the Environment class of 2020. And welcome, friends and family. Before we begin, I would like to offer a land acknowledgement to express our respect and recognition of the land we are on today, recognizing the history of the indigenous peoples and nations who came before us and remain with us. Yale University acknowledges that indigenous peoples and nations, including Mohegan, Mashantucket, Pequot, Eastern Pequot, Schaghticoke, Golden Hill, Pagusset, Niantic, and the Quinnipiac, and other indigenous peoples, including Algonquin, have stewarded through the generations the lands and waterways of what is now the state of Connecticut. I say that so that we might honor and respect the enduring relationship that exists between these peoples and nations and the land on which our school is located. I want to welcome everyone to commencement for our class of 2022 graduates for the School of the Environment. I'd like to welcome parents, grandparents, families, and friends who were able to join us and celebrate the incredible accomplishments of these graduates. A special thank you to our flag bearer, Sonia Wang, and our student marshals, Lauren Ashbrook, Vivian B., Walker Cummock, and Yihong Zhu. It's a real pleasure to have all of you with us today, and a special congratulations to the class of 2022, all 157 of you. I'd like to note that we are having an especially high uptick of COVID-19 cases here in this region, and if you feel more comfortable, you are certainly welcome to mask. Graduates, when Senior Associate Dean Julie Zimmerman and I greet you on the stage, that rather than greet you the way we feel, which is with hugs and handshakes, we're going to fist bump the way the president did this morning. Today's the best day of the academic year. It's the culmination of countless hours of hard work and commitment. It's the day when we celebrate and acknowledge the achievements of the class of 2022. Today, we celebrate the accomplishments of 11 students who have successfully completed their doctoral studies. These students explored a broad array of critical research questions, including decarbonizing transportation, urban watershed dynamics, socioeconomic impacts of Western wildfires, predation risk by mountain lions in Argentina, measurement of soil carbon, groundwater impacts of coal mining and oil production, how drylands respond to climate change, stand dynamics in urban forest patches, values of beach dunes in North Carolina and Florida, wood frog evolution in response to climate change, and the secrets of the persistence of ferns. These scholars truly exemplify the exciting interdisciplinary work taking place at the Yale School of the Environment, and we're incredibly proud of you all and are so grateful for the wonderful work you will continue to do to provide knowledge and leadership for the world. We celebrate the 7 graduates receiving the degree of forestry, 2 receiving the degree of Master of Forest Science, 117 receiving the degree of Master of Environmental Management, and 20 receiving the degree of Master of Environmental Science. Our students are the tangible result of our partnerships, and many of them have done extra work to receive their degrees in our school. 11 graduates are receiving joint master's degrees with the Yale School of Management, 2 with the Yale School of Architecture, 2 with the Divinity School, 1 with Yale's Global Studies program, 1 who is receiving a joint master's with their Juris Doctorate from the Yale Law School, 1 with their JD from the Elizabeth Howell Law School at Pace University, and 3 from Vermont Law School. We also celebrate today 2 joint master's degrees of environmental management with Masters of Environmental Engineering from Tsinghua University in China. All of you who are receiving your degree today have accomplished a great deal. It's hard to get into this school, and we've expected a lot of you. In turn, you've given a tremendous amount back, academically and to our community. You've worked hard, learned from our faculty, challenged us to learn as well, and learned from each other. You're all extraordinary, smart individuals. You've earned our respect, and you deserve our congratulations. Congratulations. Graduates, I'm going to now give you a chance to express your gratefulness to those who helped you on this journey. Graduates and guests, the faculty is the heart and soul of an academic institution. The faculty members here in our school are internationally renowned for their creativity in developing new knowledge, new analyses, and new approaches to solving environmental problems. They have engaged these students in learning, have guided them in developing their own analyses. In these past 2 years, they pivoted and nimbly provided learning experiences in different ways and at different times during waves of the pandemic. Every one of them learning to teach online overnight, all while having their own stressful situations with their research labs closing, travel canceled, children and parents to keep safe. Students, I know how much you appreciated their efforts, from Professor Mark Ashton giving you forestry field trips on a GoPro, or creating pod groups to COVID test and live together, isolated from others in the field for a few weeks, to Professor Amity Doolittle holding office hours in her backyard over a fire pit, to Professor Mark Bradford leading East Rock sunrise hikes for the students in the ecosystems learning community, to Professor Shimmy Anisfeld starting his classes with water music, such as Blind Man's No Rain, to Professor Craig Broderson building a digital light board in his basement so that he could do Blackboard teaching for you, to Professors Julie Zimmerman and Peter Boyd teaching online to you students who were there in 17 different time zones at once, all over the world. And many faculty teaching right here in the tent and doing other enormously creative things. These faculty have given their all to you, all while being internationally renowned scholars. It's been a great pleasure for me to work with this faculty. Faculty, please stand and be recognized for your incredible contributions to Yale and this school. Graduates, the staff is an incredibly important part of the community at the Yale School of the Environment. From the moments you submitted your application to every trip you took and each classroom and event scheduled to every bit of software you used, the staff supported you. This past 2 years, the staff has done Herculean work to keep you well, engage you as a community in every way that was possible given the situations. From admissions and financial aid, to student affairs, to academic affairs and the career office, to the dean's office staff, to the development office, finding ways to get scholarships for 86% of you, and the alumni office connecting you with graduates. Not to mention the IT staff who make this all possible. The complications were stunningly overwhelming and have persisted on, and these staff leaders and members have supported you while also supporting their children and parents as well. They listened to you with grace and responded rapidly to crises with aplomb and empathy. They took you to Great Mountain for wellness weekends, and the alumni office rallied to take you back this last week for a joyous time in the field. In short, they did all they possibly could to support you, and I know you would like to thank every one of them. Staff, YSE staff, please stand and be recognized. Graduates, all of you succeeded because of your hard work and because of the support from your partners or spouses, your friends and your families. These are individuals who have invested their hearts in you, who gave you advice and support of all kinds. Class of 2022, I ask you to stand and give recognition to all the guests that came here to support you and help you reach this moment. Graduates, today we celebrate your accomplishments in developing expertise in addressing complex environmental challenges. You've just finished degrees during the most difficult time in over a generation, with a worldwide pandemic, isolation that has been unseen heretofore. I've recently been reading some writings by Jonathan Haidt, who outlines in detail how a single year, 1968, influenced young people, their outlooks on life, their moral compasses, their passions, their political viewpoints, and more. I believe that these pandemic years have been that for your whole generation or more. You were intrepid in starting and continuing your education during the pandemic, some of it while far, far away in time zones 12 hours off of ours. Others of you took courses in the fall of 2020 here in this tent while we streamed all over the planet all the way up until November with down jackets and blankets. You switched online when you needed to. You showed true character. You are brave, you're tough, you're persistent and nimble. And I know that all of us are grateful to you for all of that you gave us. And although you experienced frustration along with the rest of us and the rest of the world about the pandemic, many of you were incredibly gracious, taking the attitude that the pandemic was not going to get in your way. Recently, I had a conversation with one of you in which you said, "It was such a privilege to be able to focus on learning while a worldwide crisis was going on." That's the epitome of gratefulness and grace. You developed new ways of collaborating and partying and building community. You're creative and fun. And you're experts, having learned enough to put you at the top of your fields, now joining what I think is the most powerful environmental network in the world, the Yale School of the Environment Alumni Network, where you will find leaders in nearly every nook and cranny around the planet, leading to a sustainable future. So we congratulate you today for being brave, tough, persistent, nimble, creative, fun, gracious, well-connected, and expert in your field. And the world needs all of that, and we need leaders with all of those characteristics as scholars and experts to address our current and future challenges. With climate change barreling at us with record-breaking temperatures, droughts, floods, hurricanes, heat waves, and more, a pandemic that seems to be immortal in itself and likely a harbinger of more to come. A lengthy humanitarian crisis in Syria, a war in Ukraine, racist violence and discrimination, social injustice globally, all signaling instability in our environment, natural resources, economies, societies, democracies, and more. Publics across the world are more polarized than ever, and we need your leadership for all these reasons. You're not only needed, you're expected to lead. So let me just say a few things about leadership. You may be unaware that a number of our faculty and valued advisors have been engaged for a few years in a debate. Can we teach leadership? given individuals like you who are brave, tough, persistent, nimble, creative, fun, gracious, well-connected, and experts, can we give you whatever else it takes to craft models of leadership? We experimented with bringing experienced speakers and leaders from diverse fields and backgrounds to provide role models. We provided several different seminar courses in leadership. You discussed leading from within as well as in front during your Working with People course. Many of you took courses across Yale related to leadership. We have discussed as a faculty how we might, as Senior Associate Dean Zimmerman says, help our graduates develop knowledge and skills into true wisdom and leadership. Now, there are hundreds of books on leadership, and while I've read a chunk of them about skills and strategies and teams enacting vision, I'm certainly not an expert. But I'm convinced that building leadership is a very personal journey that requires first crafting your own style throughout your life, learning from some successes and much of it from mistakes, and second, developing a sense of humility along with empathy and patience. You need to forgive yourself for your mistakes, and I hope you forgive others for theirs. You will learn while doing to craft your own leadership style, and I hope you know you can start right away because we need you right away. You can bravely take risks to be sure that we chart a sustainable future, and as our commencement speaker last week for the alumni graduation said, Commencement Commissioner Katie Dykes of the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, you will need to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. I asked a recent alumnus last week at this graduation about his experiences in learning leadership, and he said, I found that I can now sit as a peer member of a team of experienced leaders, and they're just as stupid and just as smart as I am. That shows some humility, which I have seen in others as an important leadership trait. I think it's not only a character trait. I think we can cultivate humility and graciousness too, and that they're crucial for helping each of us lead. In his book, The Road to Character, David Brooks writes about the difference between resume virtues and eulogy virtues. He says the resume virtues are the ones you list on your resume, the skills you bring to the job market, and that contribute to external success. And let me say that those are, of course, very important, and those are the things we faculty agree about because we know how to give you. But then he writes, the eulogy virtues are deeper. They're the virtues that get talked about at your funeral, the ones that exist at the core of your being, whether you are kind, brave, honest, or faithful, what kinds of relationships you formed. I believe that these eulogy virtues are also the traits that define truly effective leadership. I'd like to give you an example, in fact, of the eulogy virtues of a transformative environmental leader. I had the honor of attending the celebration of life of Yale alumnus, Dr. Thomas Lovejoy, this last Friday, who died in December after a life of tremendous impact on the environment. Dr. Lovejoy was truly a remarkable leader, one who can serve as a role model for all of us. In the words of some of his eulogies written in every major paper and journal and of his eulogists there at the celebration, his ideas propelled the world to care about biodiversity, made the biodiversity of the Amazon famous and essential, and he personally was responsible for creating a park system in the Brazilian Amazon equal to the size of 1.5 Californias, among many other impacts. But most importantly, we heard at his celebration of life from some of those he convinced about biodiversity. The former Secretary of State, who is now U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, a former Vice President, the President of the World Wildlife Fund, from a member of the Brazilian National Institute for Research in the Amazon, and from Dr. Lovejoy's own doctoral advisee. Each of them spoke not only about Dr. Lovejoy's science, but his example that science is important, but relationships matter more. Dr. Lovejoy was world-renowned for his kindness, his humility,
his ability to work with others, and he never made it about himself. His first-person pronouns were always plural. As his eulogist and one after another said, Dr. Lovejoy's incredible success came about because he could see and encourage the good in everyone, from his indigenous partners in the Amazon to scrappy NGOs and worldwide NGOs, to huge companies engaged in deforestation, to governments which in some cases are hard to see the good in. And because he could see the good, he could build bridges. His bridges created a sense of us, and we are all in this together. That's true humility from a transformational leader. I'm inspired by his example. And you too will be leaders of change, and soon. I hope you have pride about your degrees and your training here at YSC. You have attained an education that has served up leaders all over the world, and you have a remarkable credential. But this is a special time in society, with some quarters having great distrust in higher education, and particularly elite institutions such as ours. You are very likely going to need to engage with those who have that kind of distrust. So I hope you can be sensitive in your actions, and though rightfully very proud, deploy some humility about this degree in some places, and build bridges through seeing the good in others. We put our faith in you to lead us into a future where expertise is critical and trusted, and wise and humble leaders like you can make a difference. You are among the most brilliant, passionate, strategic, and energetic individuals I've ever known. You will be leaders. As our 5,500 or so YSC alumni are leaders all over the world and are making a difference in NGOs, state and local and national governments and universities and companies and local communities. The sheer enormity of the capital you represent in intellect, knowledge, creativity, passion, energy, resourcefulness, and support for one another is immeasurable. You will be leading for decades, far longer than any political term. And that's important through your scholarship, through your strategic development of policies, your activism, your kindness, and creating new tools to address sustainability challenges. Imagine the places you're going. 5 of you master's students will start PhD or other academic programs and continue to develop knowledge to serve society. Our doctoral graduates will move on to a variety of new adventures as they leave Yale. Those already include assistant professorships at the University of Exeter and Boise State University, chief urban forester in the state of Connecticut, senior manager for Terra Carbon LLC, and postdoctoral positions here at Yale, among many other exciting steps. Others of you have already received positions with a wide array of employers and titles. This is incredibly impressive. Analysts at BlackRock Sustainable Investing, Bureau for Africa Program Specialist at USAID, Carbon Markets Policy Manager at 3D, Law Clerk at the Federal District Court of Vermont, Infrastructure Investment Advisor at the Department of Transportation in the Connecticut Governor's Office, Field Operations Manager at Emerald Necklace Conservancy, Director of the Forest at the New York Botanical Garden, Policy Analyst at the U.S. Department of Energy, Sustainability Consultant at Schneider Electric, Soil Conservation at USDA, Senior Director and Head of Policy at a renewable firm, and Senior Civil Servant in the Government of India, and many more. That is an unbelievable array. Some of you are adventuring for a year to learn more, and some are still searching for the ideal job, and I'm confident you will find it. In some, we're collectively launching one of the world's most powerful forces of environmental leadership into career paths across the planet. Class of 22, you amaze us. I'm inspired by your intrepid resilience, your expertise, your scholarship, and your energy. And when down and looking at what's happening in the world today, I find my optimism in you. And I hope you can do so as well by trusting your peers here today and your networks and yourselves to truly lead. I know the world is in better hands with you launched out into it. Thank you for all you've given to each other and all you've given to our community. Thank you for giving us here at the school optimism. Thank you for challenging me to grow and learn during this formidable 2 years. Stay close to each other, keep those friendships alive, stay close to the school, and come back often. Make a difference in the world and share your expertise, experience, and humility with those who follow in your footsteps here at the school. We're so proud of you now, but we know that we will be even more proud of what you accomplish in the future. We're counting on you, your expertise, and your leadership. Thank you. I now would like to welcome the Logarithms to the stage for a musical performance.
So we'll be singing a song called We Shall Be Known. It's written by an amazing folk duo and friends of mine from California called Mom Muse. We chose this song because as graduates, we're inheriting a world plagued by disconnection, a world in need of restored relationship. We agree with the words of eco-philosopher Joanna Macy that our work here is not to save the world, but that when things fall apart, we don't turn on each other. To catalyze the great turning of our culture that's necessary, we must source the strength not from a glorified hierarchy, but from the wellspring of our own spirit. Invoking this message through this song, may we be bound up in cosmic relationship with each other. May our bonded purpose and sacred friendship give us the courage to lead for all people, for all beings, and the world that we love.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
That was astonishing. Thank you so much for that amazing performance and for keeping this tradition alive. Oh. Next, I'd like to welcome the class speakers. These are students who were chosen by their fellow classmates to represent the class. First, please welcome Jillian Sawyer, Masters of Environmental Management.
Everybody. Oh my goodness. It's so nice to see everyone's smiling faces finally. Faculty, families, friends, thank you for traveling from far and wide to join the class of 2022 and celebrate today. Students in this program often receive the question, do you feel better or worse about the state of the world given what you learned during graduate school? I think this question really needs to be framed in the context of the past 2 years. We are the people that voluntarily attended the Yale School of Environment during a global pandemic. Some of us even moved to the United States for the first time without any friends or family here. While some of us were lucky enough to enter graduate school under relatively normal conditions, and some of us will complete our programs under relatively normal conditions, everyone here, the class of 2022, is closing this chapter together. We'll be okay. I'll never forget coming to Croon Hall in the fall of 2020 for our 1 day of in-person orientation. That's not a joke. I was nervous about making friends under such bizarre circumstances and rules. But as soon as I looked around, I realized I was in a sea of Birkenstock sandals. And I looked down at my own feet and let out this sigh of relief because I too was wearing Birkenstock sandals. I had found my people, the people crazy enough to persevere here too. Everyone here elected to jump off the cliff of comfortability and plunge into the unknown. We all stuck it out, knowing the risks of what we could lose in terms of our experience. And I think this speaks volumes about the resilience and optimism of people seated here today. The world was in turmoil all around us, and what did we do? We got to work, studying complicated, depressing, messy subjects. PhD students navigated around derailed research projects, limited travel, lab bottlenecks. We buckled down and we learned about global solutions. We also learned how to make owl calls, which feels equally important. We worked with professionals in the field, we organized conferences, and despite meeting most of our peers online, we got to know each other. We sat outside in the freezing cold, huddled around bonfires, we played sports in masks, we did scavenger hunts in the woods, some of us got dogs, and we went on walks, so many walks, all to experience that community camaraderie that YSC is so famous for. We made the best of it. Forestry Club, the Student Affairs Committee.com all spent tireless hours working for free to bring us fantastic COVID-safe events. Yeah. That is resilient, that is creative, and that is committed. I never thought that in a COVID world, I would know almost 150 of my peers. Truthfully, I was scared to meet some of you because of the selective nature of this program. I worried everyone might be ultra competitive or willing to do anything to get ahead. But do you know what I learned? You are all spectacular human beings. I think it might even be a prerequisite to get into YSE. I've never met so many students, faculty, and staff willing to help you achieve something. Students offering coffee dates to make a connection on your behalf. Professors hopping on Zoom on a Saturday night because you need help with your accounting homework. Friends teaching you how to make a pastry crust just in time for Thanksgiving. So, I ask you again, do you feel better or worse about the state of the world given what you learned during graduate school? Now, of course, we studied daunting topics like climate change, mass extinctions, migrations, natural resource conflict, inequity, and injustice. But despite all of that, I feel better because I've seen all of you in action. If graduate school is any indication of your perseverance and goodwill, the planet is in excellent hands. Under very trying conditions, we found a way to thrive. If we can figure out how to organize class-wide Halloween events under COVID restrictions, solving climate change is not an issue. We are 150 innovators and altruists going out into the world to fix wicked problems. And I think our odds are good. So thank you, my ingenious, passionate, bright peers, for contributing to the experience of a lifetime. Thank you to our professors for guiding us to ask questions and to then go find the answers. So as you head out into the world, credit yourself for the grit that you demonstrated during the pandemic and channel it into your future endeavors. So before I get off this stage, I want to ask you all to participate in a cheer we had for intramural soccer, spring season champions. It's very simple. I will count 1, 2, and then instead of yelling 3, we all yell trees, okay? Ready? Trees on 3. 1, 2, trees! Thank you.
Thank you, Jillian. Next, please welcome Lavinia Reynolds, Master of Environmental Management class of 2022.
Hi. Y'all look good. So my family didn't actually know I was going to be speaking today, so surprise. So I think one of the harder things about being at YSE during the pandemic was the isolation. And I don't mean like the physical isolation of being locked down. I mean the part where we shouldered burdens, wars in our home countries, sick family members, racism, and we didn't have our families and friends close by to help us carry them. And honestly, our first year, it was really hard to build community here. For many of us, YSE only existed in the blue light given off by our computer screen or the green text bubbles of WhatsApp. Like many of us, I came here with a lot of anxiety about building community. Apart from COVID, Yale is a pretty elitist institution with ideals that differ vastly from many of our own. It's also a place that's been kind of difficult to navigate for people that look like me. I wasn't quite sure if I would find people here who would get excited about the same things that I did or get frustrated about the same things that I did. But I took a deep breath and I gave it a shot. We made friends via email and went on walks in 30-degree weather, and slowly we grew our little network of humans. We pulled as much joy as we could out of the too few in-person moments that we had. And we found people who would listen to us when the burdens we were carrying got to be too much. And we didn't grow this community alone. I am so grateful to the YSC administrative staff who helped us navigate ever-changing COVID policies. I'm grateful to the custodial staff who helped to keep our spaces safe, and to the professors who challenged us and were still gentle with us during these stressful times. Today, we are a tender and still growing community of students. We have alumni and mentors pulling us forward and each other at our backs. We can be a little louder now and command a little more space in the rooms that we enter. I hope we take advantage of that. I want to urge us, particularly those of us who claim marginalized identities, to be audacious about the space that we claim. I challenge us not to contort our lungs to fit the language of dominant ideologies or to elbow our way into uncomfortable spaces. We know how to do that. Our challenge is to stand firmly in our edgiest of dreams and most radical of hopes, and as Elder Toni Morrison says, allow the world to move over to where we are. I want all of us to dream wildly and then live with the intention of realizing them. I say all this from a place of joy and celebration. It is such a blessing to be working in honor of our home family, our home planet and family. Tomorrow or in the next few months, let's think about the strength and intention of our next spaces. This evening in the summer, I hope we all rest well. We have a lot of dreaming to do, and I am so grateful that this is the class of humans that we get to do it with. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
Thank you, Lavinia. Next, please welcome Mario Alpio Soriano, PhD class of 2022.
Catch my breath. Dean Indyberg, esteemed faculty and staff of the Yale School of the Environment, beloved family and friends, my fellow graduates of the class of 2022, good afternoon to all. The national hero of my home country, the Philippines, Dr. Jose Rizal once said, "Ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. The youth are the hope of the motherland." Allow me a moment of indulgence to make the claim that we who are gathered here today are the hope of our Mother Earth, our shared home. Yes, it's a bold claim. It sounds self-aggrandizing. But I encourage you all to take it as a challenge that we must rise to. We who have been privileged with an education from Yale must dedicate ourselves to fulfilling this hope if we are to realize the vision of a just, sustainable future. Jose Rizal was an ophthalmologist by profession, an eye doctor. That's not why he's the national hero, though. Otherwise, all Filipinos would probably have 20/20 eyesight to honor his legacy. Rather, he became a hero through his writings that gave concrete form to a vision of freedom for the Philippines. His writings gave voice to a dream that had long been silenced by colonial oppression, a dream that grew in a crescendo across people's imaginations and resonated through a revolution across the land. I bring this up especially for my fellow newly minted doctors, since we dedicate much of our lives to writing. My friends, can we also turn our writings revolutionary? Can we elevate the science and semantics of the systems that we study to the public consciousness? And can we become heroes for our environment in our own ways? Who else would be better suited to give voice to magnificent ferns on the forest floor? Or tell the epic saga of wildfires blazing in the American West? Or entangle the contemporary histories of people forced to flee their homes by socioeconomic and environmental injustice? Who else can shine a spotlight on the fascinating world of carbon in the soil, or interpret the songs of wood frogs, or the delicate dance between pumas and their prey? As we go out and build our professional niches, let us bring our curiosity and creativity to mobilize the science of our rapidly changing world into transformative public action. Many revolutions for our environment. Jose Rizal also said, those who do not know how to look back at where they came from will never get to their destination. So as we stand at the cusp of the next stage of our lives, let us look back and thank all the people who have contributed to us in reaching this milestone. Deepest thanks to all the advisors, to my advisor, Dr. Jim Sayers in particular, to all dissertation committee members and mentors. Each of us here has learned tremendously from your guidance throughout the years. We all are especially grateful for your resolute support in these last 2 years, as the pandemic forced many of us to redesign and in some cases, completely overhaul our research. Thank you for believing in us and keeping us accountable to make sure we reach this day. We are so grateful to the YSC staff whose endeavors have shaped a truly holistic experience for all of us here. Thank you to our family and friends, to our roommates and our lab mates, our constant companions, for seeing us through the ups and downs of this journey. Special shout out to my family and friends watching the live stream back in the Philippines right now, when you should all be sleeping right now. My fellow graduates, today is a day of celebration and gratitude. After all the handshakes, the fist bumps, the warm embraces and pats on the back have come and gone, carry on proudly with your revolutionary work for the future of our environment. The years ahead will come with many frustrations, days when you'll be heartbroken by the achingly slow pace of progress, days when you just want to hang up your gloves. But don't give up on your heroic pursuits. So much work needs to be done. Let us all dedicate ourselves to wholeheartedly being the hope of our Mother Earth. Mabuhay ang pag-asa ng bayan, mabuhay ang pag-asa ng sanlibutan. Congratulations once again to everyone.
Thank you so much, Mario. Thank you to all our class speakers for your inspiring words. I actually shouldn't have bothered to give a speech. You were great. We'll now have a chance to award and celebrate those at the school who've made a long-lasting impact on our students and their time at YSC. We'll be awarding for the Strawn Donnelly Award, the Award for Excellence as a Teaching Fellow, the Learning Community Leadership Award, the Mo-Chin Liao Award, Faculty and Staff Awards, 1 YSC Awards, and finally, the Kroon Cup. If you're recognized today, please stand so we can applaud your accomplishments, and they'll have your award for you over there on the side table. First, I'm going to turn it over to Amity Doolittle to present the winner of the Strawn Donnelly Award.
All right. The winner of this year's Strawn Donnelly Award goes to Kieran Rudge. So Kieran's thesis was titled Restructuring Systems to Achieve Climate Justice Perspectives on Equitable Adaptation. Kieran has been absolutely astonishing. In their very, very short time here, they've managed to publish 3 peer-reviewed journal articles based on their master's work, with a 4th one in progress. It's equally important to note they're all quite interdisciplinary, focusing on issues of energy, community-based adaptation to climate change, and the role of critical race theory. I consider them the triple threat of academics. They understand and have a really nuanced understanding of social theory and how to do quantitative research. But they also possess well-honed skills in quantitative science and in systems thinking. And finally, they have a really strategic ability to synthesize existing research, look at real-world problems, and see where the gaps are in order to think about solutions. Just an incredible ability to see in such a short time here. Anyhow, I want you all to keep your eyes on Kieran. They're going to begin the next stage of their intellectual journey with a PhD at the University of California, Berkeley, and I think we'll be hearing more. Thank you. So now I invite Matthias Schildwachter up from our Academic Affairs Office to announce the next set of awards. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Amity. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is my honor to present 2 awards to graduating YSC students. The first award is the YSC Award for Excellence as a Teaching Fellow. This long-standing award was established to recognize outstanding contributions of YSC teaching fellows during the past academic year. This year's 2 recipients are Kate Meyer for her work with the course Perspectives, Environmental Leadership, and Anna Yu for Congratulations, Kate and Anna. The second award is the Learning Community Leadership Award. This award honors the dedication and contributions of graduating YSC students who use their time and energy to advance the mission of YSC's learning communities by extending education, training, and community building beyond the classroom. This year's 2 recipients are from the Industrial Ecology and Green Chemistry Learning Community. Please recognize Aditi Bhatkandi and Tara Litchens. Excellent. Congratulations, Aditi and Tara. I would now like to invite our next award presenters, Professors Yuan Yao and Professor Marian Chertow.
Thanks, Matthias. We will present Mo Chen Liao Award that was established to remember and honor Mo Chen Liao, a PhD student at the Center for Industry Ecology in YSE. Mo Chen passed away at the age of 24 in March last year. He came from China and worked with me for 4 years on life cycle assessment and machine learning for biomass-based materials. He was an outstanding student and published 3 journal articles as the first author. So now I will invite Professor Marian Chertow, the director of the Center for Industry Ecology, to announce the winner of the Mo Chen Liao Award this year.
Thank you. I am delighted to announce the winner, a project team including Caroline James, Isabel Harrison, Michaela Kirkelly Kleinfeld, and Talia Rubnitz. I know you all. Their project title is Beverage Carrier Comparative Life Cycle Assessment, Paper, Plastic, or Biodegradable. The team used life cycle assessment to understand the environmental impacts of multi-pack beverage rings made from virgin plastic, virgin paper, and compostable fibers across their life cycles. The award is given to this project as their project and research findings exemplify Mo Chen's legacy, innovative modeling research that creates new insights into the environmental implications of industrial activities and new technologies. Congratulations to Caroline, Isabel, Michaela, and Talia. I know. And now I invite the Student Awards Committee to present the student-nominated faculty and staff awards.
For this year's faculty award, we have Robert Klee and Shimon Anisfeld.
And for this year's staff awards, we have Melanie Quigley, Roseanne Stoddard, and Kevin Doyle. Congratulations to all. Now we invite the One YSC Committee to present the next series of awards.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so the One YSC Committee, which is comprised of faculty, staff, and students, have developed inaugural awards this year to recognize faculty, students, and staff each year, and we are excited today as the awards committee to present this year's first winners. Okay, and we have a lot, so we're really excited to honor a lot of people today. Okay, so the first award is Above and Beyond. I think that goes without describing too much, but I'm really excited to announce the staff winner to be Danielle Daly. Danielle. So Danielle has been tireless in her efforts to keep us all safe and informed in the time of COVID. That enormous commitment was on top of her normal duties within the dean's office, which are quite substantial, and she deserves an honorary MPH for her efforts. The faculty winner this year is Amy Vetter. I don't know if Amy's with us today. Amy is incredibly dynamic and one of the hardest working faculty members. She goes above and beyond for her courses, providing students with an incredible amount of resources. And for the student, also one I'm very proud of, Jake Billhorn. Jake. So Jake has been a member of SAC for almost his entire time here and has led this community through some very challenging times. His lizards were in the background of every Zoom call I was with him, acting as a liaison between students, faculty, and staff.
Hello, everyone. I have the honor of awarding the Unsung Heroes. And first with the staff award is Will Walker and YSEIT. Wave to everybody, Will. When Will is in the room, you know your event or class will be a huge success. Always in the background, he is our backbone to make this place tick and ease the minds of many worried event organizers. Congratulations. Our faculty recipient is Julie Zimmerman. Julie has continuously adapted academic and curricular policies and provisions as it relates to COVID. Her leadership has led to a creative problem solving and helped students and colleagues achieve in the face of uncertainty and challenge. Congratulations. And our student recipient is Allie Weisner. Although most of our class knows Allie as a learning community leader and president of Forestry Club, Allie has gone above and beyond to improve the quality of students' experiences here in ways that often go unnoticed. She has handled the uncertainties and challenges of attending graduate school during a pandemic with grace that has been a tireless advocate for her classmates. Congratulations.
So the next award is for the Gordon Jabal Community Builder Award. So this is in honor of Associate Dean Jabal, who is retiring this year after nearly 50 years here at his career at Yale. Gordon, stand up, Gordon. We need to see you. Gordon is a known community builder here at Yale and in the community of New Haven, and so this award honors community builders here at the school. I just want to remind everyone, this was open to nominations for the entire community for all of these, and we're just reading back to you your words, so thank you for that. So the first one for the staff is Amy Badner. So Amy, who's at the Center for Business and the Environment, makes so many things work together, from the events at CBAY to the People and Pathways mods, but we want to recognize the way that she is always willing to give a hug, a smile, a bigger perspective, and just her boundless, generous love. Thank you, Amy. I'm going to go to Tobias. For the student winner, I am honored to announce Tobias Mullers. So I got to work with Tobias a lot on the community conversations that many of you went to. So he stepped in to co-lead community conversations and tirelessly supported new ideas and executed for the good of the community. Thank you, Tobias. Congratulations. And I promise this was not rigged, so the faculty winner is Gordon Jabal. I could say so much, but I will say your words. Gordon continues to support building community at YSC, and his legacy of this will live on. He always shows up to events and supports students in whatever they hope to make possible. Congratulations, Gordon.
Okay, the next set of awards go to the New Haven champions. And our staff award goes to William Tisdale and URI. By leading the Emerge tree planting crew and so expertly planting trees in New Haven, William is doing some of the most impactful work at the school. He is connecting YSC to New Haven in a vital, environment-enriching way. Congratulations, William. I'm sure he's out there. Our faculty award goes to Peter Raymond. Pete has hired New Haven Promise Scholars since the inception of the program at YSC and has provided countless New Haven resident undergrads valuable experiences and opportunities for growth through his lab. Congratulations. And our student recipient is Christina Barrera. Christina's dedication to September of Service and other volunteer opportunities in New Haven is really commendable. She was able to get dozens of students out for various volunteering opportunities despite everyone's busy schedules and continued to work throughout the year past September. She has enabled YSC to have a greater positive impact on New Haven. Congratulations. Melanie and I congratulate all of the winners, and we have two more awards to present. Next, we invite Shanae Gallagher from YSC Office of Diversity, Inclusion, Equity and Inclusion to present the award for Equity Champion.
Hello. This award was designed to recognize a faculty, staff, or student who has shown growth and leadership around issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion at the School of Environment. The award is going to someone who is known to bring people to the table for discussion instead of pushing people away. She is making us a little better and fostering a safe and loving YSC community. The first ever Equity Champion Award is hereby presented to Liz Plasicina. I'm so sorry. And now, Associate Dean Sarah Smiley Smith will present the Kroon Cup.
Every year, we award the Kroon Cup to the student or group of students who embody stewardship and engage and inspire our YSE community. This year, I am honored to announce that the Kroon Cup goes to Elaine Lack. Elaine was overwhelmingly nominated for this award by her peers, who highlighted that her commitment to building community among her classmates during the pandemic had a tremendously positive impact. Elaine came up with creative strategies, led events, and worked selflessly to build the bonds that this class will carry forward. Thank you for everything, Elaine.
Congratulations to all our award winners, very well deserved. We're now going to get to the part you've all been waiting for, celebrating each of our graduates individually and inviting them up to the stage to receive their diplomas. We're grateful to have the chance and space to come together safely on campus to recognize each of you individually. Once all names have been called, we'll lead you through an alumni pinning ceremony, officially welcoming you as a member of the world's largest environmental network program. I will begin by calling our master's graduates. You can follow along using the program. Students, please be seated until an usher asks you to approach the stage. And after your name is called, I'm going to pose over here with you for a photo, and they're going to take your photo off stage as well. Also, notice that graduates will receive a folder with a certificate on stage, but your diploma will be available for pickup right after the ceremony on a side table outside the temp with Roseanne Stoddard. So, congratulations to the class of 2022. I have learned every one of your names. I've listened to your name recordings over and over, and I'm trying really hard to get them all right. It says, please stand here, and yours says, please stand here, there. Class of 2022, Masters of Environmental Management, Marco Walker. Lauren Ingrid Guichard Ashbrook. Inez Iostina. Catherine Ball. Christina Barrera. Jessica Asantua Bediaco. Did I do okay? Shannon Christina Strick Bell. Aditi Batkande. Jake Andrew Billhorn. Marisa Bruno.
Thanks. Thank you.
Simon Bunyan. Ishin Tsai. Mariana Camacho. Kevin Salucci. Saman Chandra. Lani Chang. Ishin Chen. Carbon Chi. Ryan Clemens. Tyler Clevenger. Daniil Cooper. Jillian Cowley. Sawyer Cressup. Aaron Davies. Alexander De Jesus. Sorry. Nadim Damien. Nice hat. Xuan Du. Katie Ebinger. Caroline Ebinger. Ipange We Dikaki Ikile. Fania Fari. Ashley Felix. Danielle Flanagan. Rihanna Fossum. Where am I grading? Paul Frudenberg. Laura Gonzalez Montecon. Charlie Governale. Claire Meredith Gordon. Victoria Gramulia. Marissa Christine Grennan. Ian Grossfeld. Callie Guasti. Elise Gane Cooper. Han Ichin. Isabel Harrison. Caroline Ray Heilbrin. Grace Hilbert. Elizabeth Himshoot. John Height. Sam Horowitz. Tim Ibbotson Sindelar. Sophie Janeway. Emily Judson. Claire Dashul Jung. Pari Anand Kasotia. Trinidad Aline Ketchkian. Meghna Karod. Dinu Singh King. Akshya Krishna Kumar. Komal Kunwar. Elaine Lack. Helena Lamb. Jamie Lee Ying Fong. Danyan Lung. Noah Lerner. Minnie Min Ying Lee. Elwin Lim. Tara Litjens. Ching Yang Liu. Get over here. Grace McCrimmon Lowe. Margaret Lund. Julian McCrone. Matt Mahoney. Emily Mangan. Victoria Melinda Mansfield.
Charlie Markowitz.
Over here.
Emily McInerney. Kate Meyer. Noah Mitchell Ward. Daniel Monteagudo. George Malcolm Moore.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Labiba Navid. Claudio Ochoa. Oh.
Okay, wait. I need to put this again.
Margaret Emerson Oliver. Rachel Uwe. Desmond Tutu Owuth. Eric Penn. Taina Perez Diaz. Sia Pipersania. Liz Placencia. Bryce Powell. Miles Starr Radin. Cameron Ramey. Allison Rand. Lavinia Summer Ford Reynolds. Emily Richardson. Christina Rodriguez. Talia Rubnitz. Jackie Ruggiero. Jack Rusk. Lauren Sadowski. Abdeli Sarwali. Carolina Salazar. Jillian Tate Sawyer. Jack Schlafer. He's out of battery.
Okay, we got that one.
Maximilian Wright Van Straten Schreck. Maximilian Schubert. Yvonne Schier. Avery Seiler. Aparajita Singh. Tanya Sinha. Raghav Srivastav. Elizabeth Stagg. Benjamin Wasserman Stern. Margaret Anderson Stover.
I don't have a mic. Claire Swingle. Catherine Tucker. Carlos Velasquez. Jenna Vigras. Soria Wali. Chiki Wang. Sonia Wang. Shuya Wang. Shelby Warrington. Daria Watnick. Winter Ray Wilson. Ari Weiner. Alexandra Wisner. Jamie Yates. Nina Young. Anna Yu. Michelle Zakin. Minxia Zhang. Annalise Claire Zimmer. Alexandra Zorn.
Masters of Environmental Science, Vivian B. Sarah Bonello. Jacqueline Bonfiglio. Quint Doan. Logan Mace Emlett. Lloyd Farley. Ben Giorgenti. Stan Gosliner. Melissa Halstead. Arthi Cunnin. Rosie DeRong Lee. Alexandra Morrison. Tobias David Mullers. Jonathan Rigby. Kieran Rudge. Carolyn Savoldelli. Arunima Surkar. Stella Stepanyan. Uthra Vengray. Andrew Vogt. Rishin Zhu. Now I call the Masters of Forestry. Hannah Andrew. Walker Kamak. Chris DiFiore. Musa Joko. Kyle Lemley. Eudora Miao.
we go.
Thank you.
Elliot Nagel. Ryan Smith. Genevieve Torino. Brad Ward. Now the Masters of Forest Science, Cecilia Rogers. William Weinberg. Yihong Zhu. Congratulations, Masters graduates. I now will ask Professor and Senior Associate Dean Oz Schmitz to present our PhD graduates. Actually, I'll invite Oz back.
So the doctoral students, they get to have 2 graduations in one day. After the main ceremony downtown, they attend the graduate school ceremony where they're given their degree. That's why we arrived a little late. We ran up from there. We have a nice tradition here, though, in the school where the PhD advisor writes a little bit of a citation, which I will read, and as they come on stage, their name is called, I will read the citation, and they will hood their doctoral students. Now, apologies to my colleagues, because some of them have written something like a dissertation just extolling the virtues of their students. I've had to edit things down so we're not here till 6 o'clock. So anyway, first off, Ethan Adicott, Economic Measurement for Ecosystem Assets and Services, Advisor, Prof. Eli Fenichel. Ethan's dissertation provides a strong foundation to address a critical challenge of our time, namely how to value what ecosystems provide to society so that value can be factored into policy decisions. Ethan focused on important beach dune systems in North Carolina and Florida. He connected economic theory, physical and ecological science, high-resolution remote sensing, big data, statistics, to reveal the tremendous monetary value that they have for flood protection, recreation provision, and viewsheds. In the fall, he will join the University of Exeter in the UK as an assistant professor. Congratulations, Dr. Adicott. Andis Arrieta, Evolutionary Dynamics of Rapid Microgeographic Adaptation in a Vernal Pool Amphibian Metapopulation. Dave Skelly is the advisor. Andis has made fundamental discoveries that are changing how we think about organisms and their ability to adapt to environmental change. He used long-term monitoring data and a new experiment to show focal study species the wood frog has been evolving to deal with climate change. His work will reveal the populations exposed to severe change can rapidly evolve to adapt to that change, but he also identified conditions where populations were pushed beyond their capacities to evolve and cope. He showed that the way that evolution works is limited by how development happens. You can build an organism well or fast, but maybe not both. This is a huge result that applies to many animals. Andis won the Herbert Borman Prize for this work. He is starting a position as data scientist for Teach America. Congratulations, Dr. Arrieta. Donica Dorosky, stand dynamics and diversity patterns in a planted and naturally regenerating urban forest. Mark Ashton is the advisor. Donica's work characterized the plant dynamics in urban forest patches. She chose New Haven as her study area, bringing frontline science to help create a greener and more sustainable city. Surprisingly, few studies to date have examined how urban development shapes the diversity and growth habitats of the multitude of herbaceous and woody plants that make up forest patches and urban green spaces. Donica not only gathered data to reveal patterns, she applied ecological theory to explain how the patterns varied with the kind and extent of urban development and disturbances. This work provides an ecological scientific footing to inform more sophisticated restoration and management of urban green spaces. It's no wonder that she is now the chief urban forester for the state of Connecticut. Daniel Kane, does soil organic carbon support climate resilient agricultural systems? Advisor, Mark Bradford. Dan used a combination of field studies and data synthesis to provide insights into how soil carbon levels can be efficiently measured and how, in turn, they translate to agricultural outcomes. Most notably, his work revealed that higher soil carbon levels protect U.S. corn yields during mild to extreme droughts. This is further shown to provide greater food security and is associated with lower crop insurance payouts. The work highlights the need to revise policies to incentivize soil protection for sustainable agriculture under an increasingly variable climate. Dan is now a senior manager for Terra Carbon LLC, where he's applying his expertise to connect conservation projects and regenerative agriculture with carbon finance. Congratulations, Dr. King. Catherine McConnell, Destruction, Reconstruction, and Migration in the Wake of Wildfires. Professor Justin Farrell was her advisor. Katie's research examined the socioeconomic impacts of climate change, especially the impact of Western wildfires on human migration. She used novel, mixed qualitative and quantitative methods of data collection and analysis to generate a highly novel dissertation showing the vulnerability of rural human communities to climate change. Katie has accepted a 2-year postdoc position at Brown University, and after that she will begin a tenure-track position as Assistant Professor of Environmental Studies in her hometown at Boise State University. Julia Monk, the biogeochemical legacy of the landscape of fear, pumas, vicuñas, and nutrient cycling in the high Andes. I am her advisor. Julia's aim was to study how different levels of predation risk by mountain lions across a landscape in Argentina influence the movement, habitat selection, and foraging ecology of its vicuña, a South American camel, prey, and further how that shapes vicuña-driven nutrient cycling and ecosystem productivity. She succeeded for the most, but in an incredible irony during COVID, nature threw her a curveball when a devastating mange disease outbreak wiped out her study population of vicuñas. Julia showed amazing resilience, regrouping to reveal how the loss of a vicuña population quickly altered landscape-scale nutrient inputs and productivity. Her work provides an amazing portrait of how predators and disease shape ecosystem processes across landscapes. Julia is beginning a postdoctoral fellowship in the Department of Environmental Science Policy and Management at the University of California, Berkeley. Kira Prats, Fern Ecophysiology Linking Photosynthesis, Water Relations, and Stomatal Dynamics in Ferns. Craig Broderson is her advisor. Kira applied a broad range of physiological methods to break new ground in an effort to better understand the secret lives of ferns. From forest canopies to deserts and beneath the snowbanks of Yale Myers Forest, the ferns Kira studies provide novel insight into the evolution of the many strategies ferns have developed to persist for millions of years in the most surprising habitats on Earth. Kira will begin working with an agricultural research company in the Boston area that aims to improve environmental sustainability and farmer profitability. Mario Soriano Jr. Facets of vulnerability and risk at the nexus of groundwater and unconventional energy resources. Jim Sayers is the advisor. Mario's research focused geographically on the Appalachian Basin, where millions of people rely on groundwater drawn from areas that host coal mining and oil production. Mario developed new hydrologic and machine learning models to predict the risks that these extractive industries pose for drinking water quality. Thanks to Mario, water resource managers now have a science-based framework for designing aquifer protection programs intended to safeguard residential drinking water supplies. Mario will be moving to Princeton University, where he will begin his postdoctoral fellowship with the High Meadows Environmental Institute. Congratulations. Stephanie Weber. 3 essays in environmental transportation economics, Ken Gillingham, the advisor. In an outstanding dissertation, Stephanie explored key topics relevant to the decarbonization of transportation in the United States. She developed the first comprehensive analysis of heavy-duty truck fuel efficiency standards using cutting-edge empirical modeling approaches. She also delved deeply into the economics of electrifying the light-duty vehicle fleet, analyzing the interactions between vehicle electrification and carbon pricing, as well as the impact of price incentives on electrical vehicle purchases. Stephanie is now a postdoctoral scholar here at Yale, working on automaker strategies in vehicle electrification. Congratulations to all of you, doctors.
Congratulations again to the class of 2022. As you can see, we have a very personal and somewhat human sort of ceremony here, and I would like for all of us to give very personal congratulations to all of you one more time. As so many alumni who have come before you over the last 120 years have found, you are a permanent part now of a very tightly knit community. Now I would like to invite Ann Peters, class of 76 MFS and a member of the YSC Alumni Association Board and among the first 70 women to graduate from YSC, who will lead us through a pinning ceremony.
I still have my Birkenstocks, and it's not as a fashion statement, they're really good shoes. So, dear graduates of the class of 2022, as Indy's just said, I'm Ann Peters, an alum of the class of 1976 and a member of the YSE Alumni Association Board. And I'm so pleased to be here today and so very pleased to see all of you. As Indy said, you will be part of a community, our community, forever. You are joining the more than 5,500 alumni of our school who will serve as your network of support, personally and professionally, throughout your life. You attended YSE during a difficult time in the world, but this means that you have more in common, not less, with the alumni in generations before you. Our school produces exceptional people to meet exceptional times. I recall when I graduated the feeling of excitement, being exhausted, and rather anxious about the next steps and about being completely broke. I did not then realize that YSE and our alumni would be a continuing source of friendships, professional contacts, and ideas. Our alumni network is a terrific resource. And so here I'd like to make a pitch for attending reunion. Don't wait until your class year. Come back whenever you can. you will have an opportunity not just to see old friends and colleagues, but to meet alumni from around the world and across the decades who are doing interesting and important work, sometimes important in grand ways and sometimes small, but all well worth knowing. So, we now have a small physical reminder of your connection to YSE and a symbol of your transition to the YSE alumni community. Inside your program, you will have found an envelope marked, "Do not open until the end." Actually, it says, "Please save me until the end." Inside, you will find a pin. Pull that out, and please rise if you are able. Great. This pin, the shield of our school, with its oak leaves and acorns representing wisdom and the future, the sun representing the school's broad environmental expertise, and the ermine and cross representing your connection to Yale, is a sign of your alumnihood. We are an interrelated community, and so as a sign of friendship connection, please turn to your neighbor yes. Okay. All right. So remove the backing and carefully affix the pin on your neighbor's lapel on the same side as their heart. So. We got you. All right. Yep. So congratulations and welcome. You are now officially part of the YSE alumni community. We are so excited for you. Thank you.
We're so proud of you, and we're so excited to see all the ways you're going to change the world. Now let's thank the staff who made today possible. You can sit for half a second if you would like. I'm just going to say one more thing, which is that there's food. And I need to tell you that in our constant effort to be sustainable, you'll see we have receptacles for recycling, trash, and compost. But unfortunately, we learned belatedly the wooden forks, knives, and spoons are not acceptable in the biodigestion system that Yale works with to manage our compostable materials. Because of this, please do not put them in the compost, but put them into the trash. The trash goes to a waste-to-energy plant, I promise. Graduates, you have one more task in front of you, which is to sign the book, which has been a part of our community since the very first commencement in 1902, which will be available on the bottom floor of Kroon Hall before you leave today. It's an incredibly valuable book, and it will be ever much more valuable once your name is in it. This concludes our ceremony. Let's first allow our graduates to process out of the tent, and then I welcome all of you to follow.